Hey everybody! I'm this StreamYard is giving me a time, and then obviously I was trying to make sure I could get the dog showing. So happy, was it Wednesday? Is it officially hump day? Oh, hi. We're actually going to be covering Foodie Beauty tonight, and I'm actually going to be showing a video that was brought out by a creator called the Looney Tubes. It's a shortened version of the latest actually live stream that Foodie Beauty did. But let me make sure I can connect myself to the chat and get everything going over here. And I apologize for being slightly delayed. I feel like it takes me forever. Hey, yeah, I had you. You like the thumbnail? Oh, well, thank you. Hi, happy hump day. Let's get some gossip going, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much going on. Is girl world about to crumble? That's the big question. I should probably start a poll about whether or not Foodie Beauty is going to actually get demonetized or not. So, because I understand that there was a video that was hers that was a pizza video that was recently. I'm trying to feature the puppies, obviously. It's a big day for Mr. Roscoe, the black and white puppy. I'm trying to get my finger. Tomorrow. He is now officially not able to have anything to eat or drink. So he had his last meal and drink at 6 p.m. tonight. And tomorrow morning, Roscoe is off to the vets to get his dental work done, which is desperately needed. And so, yeah. And my angle is really weird because I'm trying not to cover up Miss June over here. So happy holidays. Welcome, everyone. Hey, Pat, how's it going? You like the thumbnail too? We call FB the cockroach. Yeah. Well, there was a very interesting rumor that I read on Eyelash's comment section. And I don't know if anybody else saw this. So let me see where, let me go. Hold on. I know this is so unprofessional, but at least I have the puppies for people to see. And obviously, people think Chantel maybe left town because the cat was in heat. That's the other rumor. Oh my God, it's all going on. Okay, hey Siri, where are you? I'm over here. Oh, okay. I took some interesting screenshots. At least I give a shot of the dog and my hopefully a decent picture of my wood burning fireplace in my botanical garden back here. And a slightly, trying to let Junebug come in too. Junebug to Roscoe. We just got back from our evening walk too. So, and then StreamYard is this, not StreamYard. This is one stream failing all the time. But we're going to watch a shortened version. Hey, I'm so glad you joined us, Angel. Pat, do I still have you set up as a moderator? I thought I added you back on. Let me know if you still have. I thought I added you back into the moderator status. I'm not sure. Because one night, we're going to do Foodie tonight. But I have said that we are going to go back over BBJ's health because I was, if these tumors did exist around the bladder, there would have been blood and things long before. And if she was supposedly getting these monthly, because the injections for the arthritis are a monthly injection, so she would have been following up with a vet every month to get these injections. So the cat should have been seen like multiple times. So none of this, unless it was the most rapid growing tumors known to mankind, which, if it all pointed, if it was true, to cancer, obviously, in my professional opinion. So we'll go over that. Not tonight. We're going to go over something else, but we're going to get back to that topic. It's Vibe-miss. It's Vlogmas, Live-miss, whatever on YouTube. And I'm going to see if I can actually do it live and work my full-time job and finish out my grad school class. You okay, Junebug? I know you didn't want to go to the room to get the water. I can't help it. I offered you to go to the bedroom for some water. Do you need to go to the bedroom for some water? Do you need to get something to drink? What? Sorry, my dog is down here. What do you need to do? Okay. All right. All right. I've been trying. Okay. Hey. See, I am actually concerned about my pets. My dog just came over to have a conversation with me. You see, that's why I call BS. Hey, Vibe Chat. Yeah, I'm so glad to see everybody tonight. Happy, happy, happy. And obviously, just because I like to dog on, all these scammy creators, if you want to, help Roscoe with his tooth fun, Roscoe this is a true story, you could call Roscoe a rescue too. Roscoe he was, because Roscoe had been the longest resident at the Virginia Beach SPCA, had been there for years. It's a humane facility, so they don't ever, do anything. The puppies would live their lives out there. Nobody was taking Roscoe, and he was literally starving to death. He weighed 47 pounds on a dog that probably weighs 67 pounds now. And yeah, he was in really bad shape. Now he's well enough to go get his teeth taken care of. So yeah, you get notified again. Oh, that's awesome. Maybe YouTube is rewarding me, because I haven't had any of my videos taken down. And I appreciate everyone for liking my thumbnail. See, this is where the girls fail. See, I multitasked that out because I actually, anyway, I had some free time at work and I made my thumbnail, because I had my charting done. Got to get it all done. It's the holidays. I'm so excited to be back, though. To see, this is the stuff as a healthcare provider. I know that there's going to be a lot of, I'm sorry about the light behind me. I hope it's not too irritating. I hope it's a muted enough light that it's not too irritating. And we're going to be sharing the screen soon anyway. And I do always want to put out, as a healthcare provider, these videos are for information and education purposes only. I don't treat or diagnose anybody in these videos. And these are just my opinions and my opinions only. And I know Angel usually is very good about popping that one down in the chat. And I did want to make sure that I will be dropping a link to thank the Looney Tubes, who took Chantel's rather dull live stream and condensed it to a nice brief 16-minute video, which gives us time to get enough gossip in here and take a chance to take a look at this video. And I only have to be up to go take the dog to the vet, and I don't have to technically be at work. I will be live streaming, probably Sarasota Tim tomorrow night, and just because to go off and on. Unlike, and I know that some of these, like I was about to say, as somebody who works in healthcare, I obviously am glad that YouTube are following their terms of service. And because Candy, bless her heart, I don't think anybody reported her. So I don't think Amber Lynn saying it's because her channel was reported is the reason, unless other people outside the girl world community are reporting Candy, because most people don't find Candy to be problematic at all. So I don't think they'd be reporting her. I don't think that would be the case. And so I do believe, and this is what has been said, and I think many people are realizing, and maybe this is partly too because these ladies are inside the United States and not inside Canada. But I can't say that I'm not sad to see this type of content kind of come to an end. I mean, they can make drama content. I mean, they decided to make content, and YouTube since 2023 has kind of let people probably get time to, transition out of that type of content and start making some other type of content. Sorry, I'm not looking at my camera. Making some other type of content. And so I think that's something that they were given plenty of time and plenty of notice. And I think YouTube's been very poor. And I think, YouTube doesn't care. If they're making money, they don't care. But this lawsuit that involves Eugenia Cooney and TikTok and these other different social media platforms could potentially cost them, some money. And these companies, if the money it's going to cost them in that lawsuit to try to, defend having this type of content outweighs, the money they make from ad revenue, then they're going to take that stuff off. They don't care. It's a numbers game to these folks. It's a numbers game. Pat says, the light is not distracting or too bright for me. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you for telling that. I appreciate. Oh, funny girl. I haven't heard. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. Yeah, school. Oh gosh, yes, yes, yeah. Well, hey, I'm glad you're here today. That's why we're here over at the Merry Vive, Miss. I don't know why I'm getting over there. I'm gonna bring up my Nightbot too, so I can make sure I'm gonna start some polls because I am curious to whether you think YouTube is not going to demonetize Chantel. Now, Chantel is the only one that lives in Canada, and the rest of these ladies live in the United States. And this lawsuit with Google being an American company, and I think, is it Larry Ellison purchased the portion of TikTok for here in the United States. And now that Larry Ellison is involved, I don't know whether or not that's made, let me try to get the puppies a little bit better. That's made any change in what's happening with the platform. I don't know. There's a lot. And YouTube's not going to be very transparent. But it seems like there's a bunch of AI bots. Pat says they wanted the views that come with their behavior that happen to promote self-harm. YouTube gave them so many chances. Good riddance to those who ignore the rules. Well, I can't say I didn't report Chantel for some of her atrocious content, especially when she openly discussed having type 2 diabetes, as everybody probably who watched me on this platform knows, and had decided to sit there and eat a pound of rice, and I just, sorry, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the chat. As a healthcare provider, that was something, as a registered nurse and a person who's worked with a lot of patients with type 2 diabetes and type 1 diabetes, and have seen the sort of effects of it, and have had cheekbones on many a time to discuss the diet and the issues around the kidneys. I mean, I've brought on Eloise, the pharmacist. I mean, I have, and as so many other creators in Girl World who have any integrity and self-worth, because we know there's some who don't in this community. Yeah, this is a gossip session. Hey, come on in. Come on in. Oh, I was supposed to set a goal. Oh, I'm supposed to do a bunch of stuff. I forgot. I was rushing. I had to get the puppies out. That's always the most important thing. Maybe another time. So yes, you reported her. Yeah, I think everybody did. I think everybody has reported Chantel. But this is what somebody left on Eyelash's channel. And I'm sure Eyelash might make a video about it. And I didn't have time, unfortunately, to upload it to the thing. So I'm just going to read it with my scratchy voice, and then I'm going to try to make sure I get a sip of something because I sound dry as anything. I'm rushing around. Pardon me. So it says here, okay, I don't know how true this is, okay? This is left by, and I cut off part of the handle of this particular person. At robotic affirmations for and I don't know what the rest of it was. And it says, and this is what was left on Eyelash, who left something about Foodie's, obviously, the fact that she's not really seeming to care about being demonetized. So it was something of that nature. And they said there's a preservation request from the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, of course, requesting that Google preserve Chantel's data and content. There is also a disclosure order signed by a judge against Chantel's account. And the last part says the RCMP is investigating her for fraud and sanctions evasion, which would indicate something about Syria. So I don't know how true that is. I don't know if they don't want to alert her and have her wipe out the channel. and they don't want to demonetize her because they want to keep her looking like she's making money, and they need to do that for for the police. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you all think about that? And what do you think about this individual assuming that Chantel is actually under investigation from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police? I don't think she's going to get back to Syria. I think she's not very smart. We'll go over this at some time during Vibemiss. Her not wanting to take her medical care from the Canadian government, which is just the wildest thing. You think, the person is not posting reliable information. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, I don't think it's that easy to get access from what I could gather. To know to get that type of information from an organization like the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Canada, you would have to have requested like something, like information from them, and you have to pay like $5. And if it's not your own information you're requesting, you need to get the permission from the other person and the okay for you to ask for this information about their personal business. So I have no idea. It just shows you how wild stuff can get in this community. Yeah, it was like, just like that's the reason why Chantel's not been got. Now, Google literally probably has AI bots, and like I said, I don't know if because who knows, who knows, because we all know Chantel she sat there and did a mukbang, which we will not be showing because I have not had any of my content removed unless it's been, Sarasota Tim trying to get my stuff down with the content strike. Oh, Lord, my life. Anyway. You don't want to know how it's been on the attorneys for that one. Yes, they wouldn't want anyone to know if she went under investigation, I imagine. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, court order, sanctions and fraud. I guess someone may be trying to scare Foodie because everybody knows that Foodie goes around as Sarah Lee and like makes comments in people's comment sections and stuff. So maybe it was left there for Chantel as an Easter egg. Who knows? Who knows? This stuff has gotten just, who would have suspected that 3 major girl world creators just were demonetized? And because of it, it seems, they probably won't produce as much content. At some point, they're going to, I understand that the Rosie Quirky Loves Rosie or whatever her name is. So I don't follow half these people. She is gone and, opened a Patreon account now and sort of taken that. So I guess you could just have unmonetized videos on YouTube. But I don't know then if YouTube's going to start then banning channels because, really they don't want this type of content, being on the platform if they're facing potentially huge amounts of money in a lawsuit. That because there's a lot of places that are beginning to crack down on young people, their access to social media, type of social media. Candy, for goodness sake, openly says that she was a fetish model, and we know what for type of fetish. So strict privacy laws. Yeah, you just can't get information like that. I promise you, after I read that, I read a little bit about how to obtain some information. It's not like in Florida, it's got the Sunshine Act and stuff, which has far more open freedom of information acts than maybe Canada has. Because America has, fairly open freedom of information for certain stuff. So Thankfully. Jesus, that one thing we got that's going good. Yeah, Rosie is now basically using yes, yes. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know, because the thing is with YouTube now, it's a lot of it is like these little AI bots running around making decisions. So it's like, do you keep the AI happy? You know, maybe that's why YouTube is sending out notifications about my live, because I've gone live like multiple nights now. So YouTube is like, oh, okay. All right. Let's let people know she's out there now. And I'm thankful for that. So YouTube has very, distinct. Sorry, I'm in this weird spot. Because the puppies are way cuter than I am. Look at how cute they are. They're laying together. And G-Bug's got her happy holidays. Holidays, sorry. So HOW, yeah. LIDAS. Yeah. So yeah, she's basically using that. So yeah, I went into that, that monetization finder, and I checked even against myself, and I was shown as monetized just to verify the legitimacy of the actual app was by my checking my own channel, which is obviously a monetized channel. So if you can give my channel a like, the goal of this evening, because I don't even know how many people I ever get my live streams on this thing, is to at least get to 50 likes by the end of the stream. If I get to 50 likes by the end of the stream, guys, I'll be grateful, because I don't often do this girl world content anymore. So and I'm probably at a very competitive hour at this time of night. And I don't know, because Frenchie didn't go live last night again. So that was interesting. And Chantel, of course, left the cat for days alone as a kitten. This woman, I know technically people can have cats, put out food, and cats supposedly don't overeat. But there's some big cats, I don't know. I just, I wouldn't leave a kitten. She doesn't interact with that kitten on anyway. So much they're rewarding you. Yeah, YouTube can be such a pain in the ass. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They want you to be a slave to the platform. If you're a slave to, producing whatever like they're really pushing shorts. Like they would love to be like the competitors of TikTok. They would love to probably get out of the long form game and get into the short form game. And maybe that's another reason why. But I do believe the primary driver for the majority of this demonetization is probably linked to this lawsuit with Ahenya Cooney, and the fact that there are creators who are based in the United States, which would kind of tie them up into that lawsuit. Chantel being in Canada may be the factor that is protecting her channel at this time a little bit more at this moment, because trying to get other parties involved from other countries goes into other, whole other aspects of the law. So to make it simpler, if YouTube doesn't want these people to be used, as part of a weapon to the platform to say, hey, you've got these like monetized people. So YouTube has basically probably calculated cost risk analysis. So the cost of having this type of channel monetized, like Hungry Fat Chick or Amberlynn Reed or Quirky here in the United States, which is where really a lot of the litigation is obviously happening, and where Google is headquartered and based. And so the AdSense and the revenue and the money they even get from the girls' super chats and all of that is not outweighing the potential money and loss and whatever YouTube could be, and Google as a corporation could be facing in this potential lawsuit. And so they've done a cost risk analysis, and they know they've kind of put these terms of service out there originally to kind of placate a lot of like legislators and policymakers and people who are concerned with, showing content that's, fetishizing and in some ways, from one of better terms, and this is my professional opinions, glorifying overconsumption of food. And obviously not balancing, these women are not suitably and honestly balancing it out with the health risks that come with it. And anybody, who is in the medical field understands that the body isn't designed to go through the sort of abuse. So I think that's basically, and so they've set the AI bots out to say, any of these channels out here, they're coming out the United States because they can set up any algorithm they want. You demonetize that channel. They have any of that stuff, and they have any of these keywords or whatever the heck of their titles or this, that, and the other. And YouTube, some actual people probably sat down and then decided what was going to go into this AI that then scours, YouTube, and they found these ladies. 3 of the biggest ones are obviously on the platform. And Glitters doesn't really do that type of content. She does more like exercise and fashion, and she might do what I eat in a day and stuff like that. So her content, I don't think, is going to be subject to the sort of stuff that these shenanigans the ladies have been up to. You liked my live stream? Well, thank you, Bertie. I appreciate that. You hadn't thought about the country factor? That's such a great, thank you. That's such a great point. I do hope that it ends up being applied evenly, but we shall see. Well, see, that's why I don't think it's going to be applied evenly. Because I think it's about, like I said, it's not about, because I'll tell you how I know this type of things. Because just in my creator's opinion, and having had to deal with YouTube platform, especially, and Bertie will know this, and having to deal, sorry, I don't mean to shake my camera, deal with Sarasota Tim and dealing with trying to report his misuse and him trying to brigading, they call it. The term brigading is used when you try to get use your platform as a creator to try to get your community to gang up or go against or flood the comment section or do something or mass report another creator's channel. And if you try to encourage that's why I would never encourage people to do these things. Now, I might say you do it and I might congratulate other people, but I would never say go do that, because that would be considered brigading in YouTube's terms of service, and it could cost me my channel, and it is against the terms of service. And so when Sarasota Tim was striking my channel and just obviously unfairly using the copyright strike system, I hired an attorney and obviously had them draft the letters to YouTube. But it's all automated because he kept doing it. And finally, like, my attorney was trying to let YouTube know that he was violating, all sorts of terms of service and stuff. And not even my attorney could do anything to actually contact anybody on YouTube. Everything is just done through AI systems. So that's why my thoughts is that YouTube has, as a corporation, run a cost-benefit analysis, cost-risk analysis of the AdSense and the supers and things and whatever these girls get. They're not thinking about the girl world community. That's not even sort of figuring into this. And lawsuits. And they don't want the lawsuits. They don't want to be in all that. Yeah, Glitters is safe. Glitters is going to be absolutely safe because she doesn't actually focus on her weight. Yep. She's not going to have any problems. Yep. She's not going to have any problems. None at all. But Candy putting on her channel that she's a fetish. Come on. Right there in her description. And having all that food. Yeah, that's not going to fly. Yeah, not going to fly. All right, let's add this to the screen. Let's get this started. We'll bring the puppies to the side because I need to have a moment to sip my water. All right, and then we'll go over here and actually set up like actual like poll that people can join in, and I hope everyone stays because I'm sure, and I appreciate you who are watching and staying because I know lots of people are in the Girl World community going live. That's why I try to pick other hours. But this was the one that I could do tonight, and I want to try to keep doing this 5 minutes before I lose my voice. Let's make this one quick. So this is from Foodie Beauty's recent live stream where she, I think, is trying to name the cat, the little kitten. And she is also seemingly unfazed. And maybe she has a reason. Like, she's, maybe she's not considering it, but, maybe, like I said, because she's in Canada, maybe she's a little safe. Oh, sorry, I'm shaking stuff all over the place. That's irritating. Go. Oh.
So I was thinking of naming the cat BBL because her kitten breath smells like Brazilian butt lift. Okay, why would they demonetize Alexandra Reggie? She literally just has a vlog channel. It's like BBJ, but instead it's BBL.
Chantel, that's very immature. It's so immature. Yes. Thank you, Pat. Woohoo. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate the support. Yeah. And, respect and kindness at all times. But yeah, and we'll keep this one quick because I appreciate everyone's time tonight. And we'll get together to gossip at a better hour. She's so foul. I mean, it's not impressive for somebody who is 42 years old and trying to give a cat a silly name. It's just, I don't know. It's that's the stuff you do in your teens and 20s. Once you hit your 40s, you try to give the animal a name you're going to want to call in public. And I think, calling BBL and then referring to the cat's breath. I mean, if the cat has breath like that, then that's something that you need to discuss with your your vet, because that doesn't sound normal. If it's really that intense, the smell, please ask your vet. Not that I think this cat even had a checkup by a vet since she probably adopted the cat, to be honest, in my opinion. I don't think she has. I honestly don't. I honestly don't think she has. So, yeah. All right, let's just keep this going. Keep it quick because I don't think we have the biggest live.
No? I don't know. Okay, so no BBL? Lampshade? I don't care at this point. I'm so over it. I hate naming. I hate naming.
Chantel actually has an opportunity to potentially make this a fun activity where she could ask for suggestions of names in the community post, maybe. And then if there's 3 that she particularly liked, maybe narrowing down and then asking her community to select the name in a poll and maybe get a community name for the cat. I mean, there's so many things, but Foodie Beauty is so focused on just having to have a man. She's absolutely, almost in a way, codependently obsessed. And so the companionship of an animal and a pet is not going to be sufficient for her. Family isn't sufficient for her. Only the pretend attentions of a romance person or some guy who's, that's so much more worth to her. So her just kind of nonchalance and no F's given, in my personal opinion, is because she really is not somebody who is caring. She's just, she's not going to care about her life. And like, she's throwing like a hissy fit, like almost like a teenager hissy fit, like, and it's like, girl, you're 42 years old. This is your life. This is your health that's obviously in absolute decline. And obviously, you just, it's just remarkable to me. And so, as much as we would like for her not to be rewarded for her trash content, and my, you know, I I know that one video got hit, but then other people were saying who've not also been demonetized, like Yaba herself, another creator, has had videos be demonetized in this kind of looks like AI bot cleanup. Now, like I said, it may be that the amount of content that needed to be removed from the other channels had flagged something in the AI system to say, okay, that's too many. This creator has flagrantly disobeyed terms of service, and YouTube doesn't want to lose its behind in a lawsuit. And so we're going to demonetize them. It's a simple fix to it all. And maybe they have had a way that the AI systems, because it's all AI. I don't think there really is the human review anymore. You just submit it. And these companies, these tech companies, I promise you, they're definitely trying to find ways to limit the amount of humans touching stuff, especially when it comes to anything, just on the back end of YouTube at the moment. It's wild. The only way they have like what looks like front facing staff is kind of some partnership programs and stuff. And it's really all just a mechanism for people to generate more revenue for the Lord YouTube. So it's like I said, I have a feeling it's not as personal as these people, want to take it. It's a business decision by YouTube. Absolutely a business decision. They're not going to give up their money easily. And whatever ad center revenue they could have potentially, or they're trying to force these creators off the channel, because they probably could still potentially put ads that monetize their content. But maybe they're not even going to do that. Maybe YouTube doesn't even, but then YouTube's not going to want to promote the content. And so obviously the people who are creators who make their content, they're going to have to pivot elsewhere. And they're all smart and they'll figure it out.
Yeah, apparently the BBL smells. I don't know. That's a stupid rumor, but her breath stinks. No, I decline the gifts always. I always say I don't want gifts for Christmas this year. Well, I get gifts anyways. So I don't know what to say. Yeah, Laura. Anyways, guys. Okay, so that's not funny anymore. Well, if they demonetize me and ain't never seeing me again, I'm going getting a job. Fuck. Bye.
Oh, well.
Okay, what platform should I go on?
This is what her attitude is, she is so stanky this holiday season. She is some salty girl over here. She is not obviously getting a pass back to Syria, because usually by this point, if her and Salah were still in any type of relationship where he had a door open for her to return back to the Middle East, she would have been on a plane about 3 weeks ago, because her top time was about a week and a half to 2 weeks before she would split Canada. Once she got whatever she needed out of the place, I think one time she stayed a little bit just because I think she had to. That one time, I think, when she was pretending she was going to start to get mental health care or something for her family. Because even when she got the apartment, she barely stayed last time. It's just, I don't blame her family for not wanting to extend any type of hospitality or help to her. And the fact that her audience, this is what always shocks me, these communities that continue to prop these people up, she's sent very large amounts of money in order to reset her life in Canada. And thanks to her followers, and her way of saying thank you to them is basically, screw you, I'm just going to sit here and complain. It's so bad. And I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. So let's let Chantel talk.
If that happens, I'll need money like yesterday, so I need to monetize fast. I'm the last girl standing. Twitch, Rumble. No, Twitch, you get kicked off easy too. I could use a second channel, but
You're too
my
lazy.
socializing will be over. Hey, Psycho Witch. Same. Mine would be over too. I'm gonna buy gifts, yeah. I'm still celebrating, like, in a way, though. Just not, Jesus. Nina, it is getting way too restrictive. Like, are you friggin' serious? I don't know. My thinking is, like, probably the bots, and then after... The problem is, like, Amberlynn and Rosie are both over 500 pounds. I'm not saying that in a mean way. So maybe because you, like, if you're over...
Chantal. I don't shame these ladies as much as you're shaming them, Chantal. And you, Chantal, are closer to their size than I am to their size, sweetheart. There's nothing to do with that anyway. I don't think it's to do with that. I mean, yes and no, but I don't think as I said, I'm sure they have certain words in their titles. I don't believe the AI is picking up on literally their like images in the videos, unless it's picked up on a thumbnail, but they're looking for certain things. Because, there's all this tech. I mean, they can do all sorts of stuff. Who knows? Maybe Chantel's right. It just seems...
I mean, I know I'm still morbidly obese and it's not healthy, but I don't know. Really weird, bro. Maybe that's why, because I'm a little smaller. So they're like,
oh, Chantel, please. Girl, I think those filters have melted your brain. You've got body dysmorphia from the filters, Chantel. Chantel.
Like, whatever. Rodriguez is smaller than me, though. If she gets demonetized, that doesn't make any sense. How do you guys know? Did she do a video saying that? How come some obese people barely have a double chin? People are built different. Is there a weight limit for YouTube? Big Gorl lawsuit.
Has she ever read YouTube's terms of service? Thank you, Angel. Yeah, don't forget to hit the likes. Absolutely. Deranged. Yeah. She is deranged. Yeah. So I'm trying to make sure. Foodie is basically saying she's not demonetized yet because she's skinnier. Yeah, it's that pretty girl privilege. She has awesome pretty girl privilege. And because she has awesome pretty girl privilege, she does not need to worry about losing her monetization with her channel. YouTube is able to say it's skinny girl privilege. Yeah. See? She's got skinny girl privilege. It's because she's more snatched than the other girls. That's funny. That's funny, Angel. Yeah. You can't see it? Yeah. Yeah, I know. What can't you see? Chantel's like so stoked that all those filters work. She's like, the filters have paid off finally. Oh, she can just buy. I can't stop laughing. I know, she's just. Chantel is determined to be the prettiest girl of Girl World. Actually, I don't know who would be the prettiest girl in Girl World. I don't know how to spell half their names, so I can't put up the poll for that. I just she's got skinny girl privilege and pretty girl privilege. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my hand warm because, and my thing's probably going to cool down soon because I'm old and I don't mind saying that my osteoarthritis was flaring up. I need to keep my hands warm. It's cold. I swear it bothers the arthritis. All right, Chantel, keep going. That glitter eyeshadow.
It is discrimination. Especially that I could literally scroll for 1 minute and find a channel that is more offensive than the Gorls, you know? I don't know. Depends. Because YouTube does have a policy, but they're not. How is it promoting it? So I shouldn't do mukbangs anymore? Okay.
Is Chantel really this naive? Sometimes when I hear her actually asking these questions, I seriously do believe that she is this uneducated. She's been how long on the platform? I kind of sniffed something was going to start happening and didn't want to focus on her mukbang content kind of at the end of 2024 too. You just kind of know because people were starting to get in trouble for stuff. And YouTube set a policy then. And, there's always going to be some lawsuit sticking around the corner. So I think anytime it's unfortunately it is, and how Chantel is not able to see that obviously content that promotes unhealthy overconsumption of food, which can potentially, well, I'm just saying this to be, for lawyer speak, but we, as healthcare providers, I would say in my, this is my educated opinion, is that what we can see from evidence is that these types of diets over a consistent amount of time are leading to cardiovascular disease, early mortality, not colon cancers. They haven't really listed obesity supposedly so much to colon cancers, but I'm surprised on that one. But definitely heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes type 2, inflammatory disorders, metabolic disorders, probably hypothyroidism. I mean, fatty liver disease. The list goes on. And so YouTube is not, like I said, what is weighing out cost risk here in the United States. I don't know if Canada is part of it because YouTube is headquartered in the US. Lawsuits are potentially predominantly happening in the US, and they have potentially worked out that the cost of keeping the girls happy and on the channel monetized on the platform is outweighing the amount of money they can make on AdSense. They just don't want to take that risk any longer. Having worked in healthcare and understand we have to do risk management all the time, that would be part of what I would guesstimate. And you're in Canada, so maybe you're just lucky. Maybe you'll just lose a video or two because they're going around and hitting, like I said, taking other channels down. So obviously YouTube has decided that the terms of service that they wrote in 2023, they're going to enforce them finally. That's kind of what's happening, Chantel.
Okay, well, explain
my
this.
estimation. Can't you
There
make
was
an estimation?
My video with my
Hey, come on in.
the pizza. Okay, the pizza.
Oh, thank you.
I put it up. Somebody probably mass reported it because it got flagged, and then YouTube removed it for self-harm. I appealed it. 15 minutes later, we like physically reviewed your video, and we found that it did not violate our self-harm policy, and we reinstated your video. They're not consistent. I mean,
and so because of the lack of consistency, that is just going to confuse somebody like Chantel's mentality to the maximum. Chantel is not a very bright bulb in my estimation. just seeing the type of decision making that she has at 40 some years old, her lack of self-care, these are all flags to not having a great deal of competency. And I mean, to me, people that are generally, I mean, there are cases where people will be so smart they kind of can't take care of the stuff around them, but I just don't feel that from Chantel. I really just think she just doesn't. She's not that sharp in my estimation. She's not going to win a debate. I don't want to be mean. When I hear talk and say these things, I'm just like, girl, what are you not figuring out over here? You've been on this platform for a decade. You should know it inside out because this is your job. But unfortunately, you're more interested in spending time instead of like making better content or learning about YouTube or trying to potentially find ways. And I don't know if, in my estimation, if her health is kicking her butt and she's not receiving health care in Canada and she's not prepared to pay for it, her eyes are bloodshot as heck. I mean, she's doing untold damage to her body. And at some point, it's going to catch up with her. So she's going to be, she's as apathetic as always. But she's also not having a man, caress her ego and stroke her ego and stuff. And so she's not going to have a pep in her step until she's got some guy. And that's just very immature. I mean, can you imagine, that's the focus. You got no self-respect for yourself. Like, you have so little care as to what your actual value is on this, planet, the one life that you get given. Your whole entire being is about trying to hook up with a guy. That's it. There's nothing beyond that. It's just so shallow and just really just shows a lack of just any sort of interest or depth or it surprises me. And she has so many people watch her because she really is a boring human being. I'm just here for the drama because of the fact that these individuals have lost monetization and YouTube is not transparent. So it leaves everybody to have to kind of only make assumptions as to why YouTube is doing what it does. We don't know, but I would like to think it's probably down to those lawsuits and money.
Thing is, are you not even allowed to just eat a meal?
Eat a meal. That's not what
Right,
you do,
like,
girl.
No eating allowed? I can understand harmful eating. You can't tell someone who's fat it's harmful to eat. That's discrimination. That's so stupid. Obviously, in my biased opinion, but my hope is that your channels are dynamic enough to be written off as the kind of spectator sport that watching Amber is. I think they let you know, yeah, in an email or something. The skinny mukbangers will not get in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, you're so dynamic. Chantel lying. They're on the couch. Just dynamic. I mean, I'm obviously sounding tired, but luckily I don't have to be all day at work today. So I just finished 4 days of obviously my real job, and I have to drive a lot. And I've been live streaming because I'm vibe missing for the Christmas season. So I take care of my puppies who are lying right next to each other and looking so cute in the corner if you can't see them, but they're like lying next to each other. They look so cute. Oh, Roscoe can't have anything to eat or drink now.
Those that mention weight. Okay. You'll get a notice without your paycheck. Maybe Amberlynn and Rosie, they have like a different dynamic. Like they have a different audience.
I don't think it's that.
Audience dynamic.
I think it's that.
Like maybe they see like Amberlynn's content as like possibly influencing like people. I get emails from YouTube all the time. Some I read, some I don't. I should probably start reading them all. I was talking about illness. Yeah, but they're going to be in more lawsuits when creators sue them back for, when creators sue them on the other side. How can YouTube judge what you eat as a mukbang? Yeah.
I think I would want to try to take on suing someone like Google, unless you have a heck of a lot of money. You better have a lot of money in a solid case, because there's more governments, so I mean, they're worried about what children are having their eyes see, Chantel, and maybe they don't want somebody shows their ass on YouTube, getting kids seeing that, because we already knew you had that kid in your content. I know what happened to that kid. Maybe his parents finally took away his computer. They needed to. Whatever happened to that kid? Rosie has everyone blocked. Why did she get demonetized? My thoughts are YouTube is a business that is part of Google, and there are some lawsuits coming up with a Hinya Cooney, and probably anybody who has sorry, I'm going all sorts of weird on the camera angle. Potentially any sign of having an ED, and you can have EDs either way. You can have an ED where you look, obviously, you have anorexias, or you have EDs where you go into morbid obesity. That's the medical terms. And Chantel is in Canada. The other ladies are all in the United States. Google is headquartered in the United States. The lawsuits are coming out of the United States. YouTube has weighed up a cost risk analysis to, this is my estimation, to how much money is AdSense and revenue from these girls going to create, in contrast to how much they could lose their ass in a lawsuit. And they've decided that the lose their ass in the lawsuit is going to be more expensive than the revenue that these women could generate for them. So they don't care if they lose them. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. These are businesses. It's got nothing. See, everyone's looking at this about it too personally, and personally looking at it in that respect. They're not looking at what is maybe a broader picture of what is happening. Policies. Australia, for example, has recently banned certain platforms for minors. And they're like completely not allowed to be on those platforms at all. Like Instagram and TikTok. I think anybody under the age of 16 is not able to have access or a channel, or they've got all these like strict regulations. And so a lot of these platforms, they don't want to get tied up in some litigation. And they don't think that these creators, Chantel, they're not scared of you in litigation. I promise you. They're not scared. See, Chantel's empowered feeling because she won a discrimination case in Canada at some point. But with her being Canadian and maybe them having tighter discrimination laws, and that maybe there's another reason why Google is not touching you in Canada so much. But they're kind of also taking down content because they want to show that, we know, we all making sure that we don't have this content that glorifies EDs. That's what I think, as somebody who's worked in the industry and worked in business for a long time. They say everyone knows they have, right, but I haven't seen them. Right. Well, I mean, the thing is, they still have Candy has been. She has. So Chantel. I don't know about ALR, but it's obviously she has other content and conversations on her platform that maybe flagged YouTube. Size of their channels obviously also could indicate notoriety to YouTube. You know, if there could be other things. Who knows what they set up in their algorithm? They've decided that it's not worth their that's the money that these people give them isn't worth it to them. That's what I'm thinking. Now, will they maybe hope this lawsuit blows over and then they decide to let these people get their monetization back? Potentially. It's a business. They're going to want their money. You know, I don't even know if they're still running ads on these people or not. Yeah, they can go to the past videos to snag them. Yeah. They've probably got enough reports on these folks from people having reported them over the years too, potentially. I mean, who knows what they set up in the algorithm? But I don't think it's as, like I said, like I said, and we don't and Alexandra and Glitters haven't been hit, and their channels are very more vloggy. And Alexandra does the baby, and she goes out and hangs out with the hubby, and so it does her makeup and hauls, and her content is definitely more like that old, like 2018, 2020 YouTube vlog style channel, like the OG stuff. The girls, on the other hand, are just sitting around half the time. So I think it's a little different. I don't even know what the titles might be different, how they name stuff. Who knows? Yeah, this private, cussing is supposed to be against terms of service, never seems to be enforced. I had one time where I felt like I used a bad word and I got like limited ad revenue. Or the topic was, I guess, considered in the more adult area. And I have always been surprised that their monetization hasn't been ad limited. Like, I was like, well, if we're going to have them on, I was surprised that like every advertise, and that might be another part, is that YouTube doesn't necessarily, its advertisers have kind of said, yeah, we don't want to be associated with this anymore. We don't want to have our, I don't even know, because I have YouTube Premium, our Pringles chips commercial, show up during Hungry Fat Chicks, stuff running. Not that that's not their target audience, but maybe, just for, because of how their brand needs to look. These brands maybe don't want to be associated with these types of creators. It's not the look that these brands want to have. And it used to be that a lot of the advertisers that were on YouTube had been, these kind of like random Ty Lopez types back in the day and stuff. So I don't think YouTube was so strict on its like, how its content was. But I think now that a lot of their advertisers are becoming more like the advertisers from more, traditional television, that we have. I can't remember how we call it anymore. Like, I'm just regular old TV where you can bring it in on the antenna. And having that sort of type of, from your big three, and they're even putting their content on YouTube, like NBC and stuff. So they, the branding on YouTube might be getting more sensitive about how they, want to have their brands associated with certain types of creators on this platform. So YouTube may not want all the weirdos and freaks and all the things that everybody enjoys on this, which made, YouTube unique. And I mean freaks in the good way. As this awesome emotion. Like I said, I have YouTube Premium. I don't have ads. I rather pay the $7.99 a month because I'm a student, because I'm being a grad student. I'm taking advantage of all my student discounts at the moment. I promise you, I've gotten some really good student discounts for things I would not get a discount for were I not a student. And so anyway, I've been able to enjoy having discounted YouTube Premium, but they only give it to you for like 4 years. I guess you can't be a lifelong student. Even if you got student receipts, YouTube even has a limit on that, man. I'm telling you, it's all about business. All the sort of like how YouTube started and sprung up and all of its kind of glory days of being raw. It is getting so much slicker. There are so many like properly produced channels that little creators like ours and this little community have to go up against. I mean, these folks are sophisticated. It is wild. Absolutely wild. YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium is decent though, because you get free movies with it. So I only pay $7.99 a month. So I have no ads. I can speed up and fast forward. And they give you a bunch of free movies too, which I didn't realize. And music and all sorts of stuff I don't take advantage of. There's a bunch of stuff I don't take advantage of. I don't have time for it. All right, let's get back to Chantel. I'm going to have to crack open another fizzy water. Luckily, you get to see the dogs in the background, so at least it's not rude. And they're really cute because they're cuddled up together at the moment.
Yeah, I hope you don't get demonetized. I don't know where I would go. Listen, where should I go? I need to make an account somewhere else too. And I'll just talk. I can't even talk very much. Like you have to watch what you say on here. Over there, you don't have to, but I don't know. I feel like I should watch what I say anyways. But you know what I mean? Patreon? No, I can't do Patreon. I don't know. Violet. I think it's ban evasion. I want to go get a piece of cheese and I don't want to move. Okay, well, just leave me alone, please. Rumbo.
Sorry,
it's $10 an hour.
Something.
You get paid that way by Kick? $10 an hour. That's nothing. I mean, if I streamed for 24 hours, that would be what, $240 before donations and subs. You should try the Grinch meal.
Oh, you like the music app? Oh yeah.
Someone requested a cameo
You need
today.
to use that more.
And their cat name. I did a cameo for somebody today who had a cat name that I would use if it wasn't taken. Ma'am. Come here, ma'am. Can you imagine? Ramadan, I think February. Anyways, so do I just not eat?
Foodie, so imaginative. Hey, Foodie, I called my dog Roscoe. Okay. It wasn't anything imaginative, but I was just like, oh yeah, that's a proper dog name. Literally 2 seconds of thought. It sounded kind of similar to the name he came with from the pound ish. Not really. Chantal. Can you imagine Foodie actually having like a real world job again? It's been so long since she's had to be back in the workforce. And even then, it seemed like the only thing she did was not really try to work. And then because Canada does have fairly robust labor laws and discrimination laws, she was able to have a lawsuit waged against this company and won. And I think that's clouded her judgment about everything ever since. And then the money on YouTube has been, obviously, she's had to be an absolute, low cow to achieve the finances. But she's done it. She's done it. And I don't think she would survive. Canada, I understand, cost of living can be in certain areas high. Not every area, but I doubt the areas that Chantal would be attracted to would be the cheapy areas. Yeah, it would be interesting. And I don't know then if we'll ever find out because everybody else would probably have moved on. And would anybody even worry? Maybe someone will do a catch up on them at some point. Like, where are they now?
Eat anything ever again or what? On camera? Like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. No Trump's tariffs. Mashallah. I say mashallah. Mashallah.
Oh.
For all of the people who are putting the evil eye on me for my channel. Take us on a bus ride. Yeah. Rosie's channel wants you. How? Bro, I don't even have I ever I've mentioned her name what? Never? Seriously. Anyways, if it's God's plan that my channel goes, then it goes. If it stays, then it's God's plan. And nobody can change God's plan. I know.
She's being very calm because she's seen the others go and she's managed to stay. But it was interesting how Amber Lynn had lost her channel for a little bit. And then the others just lost theirs. So, like I said, the one thing that may be protecting you, Chantel, is the fact that you're in Canada, girl. You should be grateful to Canada, girl. You're never grateful enough.
Great. I don't even know you can't do anything on cam. What's the point of being on cam? I don't want to do what I guess I have to do wholesome content, guys. No, my channel will really die. You'll email YouTube? I don't know. Pause. Do Muslims believe in Satan? Yeah, Satan. Shaitan. Private everything old? Yeah, you're right. God is with me while I change. Or there's no change.
So Foodie probably said that people were brigading her and being told to mass report her. Is that what? And so she was saying that she was bullied. I'm surprised, but maybe, maybe YouTube actually had more humans making the decisions in those days. I mean, I find, Foodie's always going to appeal. If anything's going to get her, it's surprising that she's acting so lazy about how she's going to make her money. Because, the minute she thinks she's going to lose some monetization on one of her videos, she'll appeal real fast. But then she'll dirty delete quick too. So you make no sense, Chantel.
I know I went to a haunted jail. Do you remember? I think, who was I with? Does what YouTube do really pay the bills? Yeah, I guess. Koki, swordfish. You remember that? Didn't he ruin it? You should go again. Hi, Danielle. Well, just his presence ruins things, but that
okay.
Time was actually a good outing. Like, it was actually a good time. Like, one of very few. Yeah, that was fun. I would do that. Well, would I do it again? It was actually creepy. Like, that jail is creepy. The Cornwall jail. I don't know. My back is still a bit sore, but on the mend. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, I guess, eh?
Sorry,
I should think of a backup plan, I guess. I'm hungry. Speaking of food, I could so go for pizza. I'll have to turn off the camera if I eat. What nasal thing? Do you guys see it? Oh, right here? Weird.
Will
it make a difference without the filter?
Let's see without the filter, Chantel. Come on. And we're talking all the filters, not just the one that's making your nose funky. Gosh, you got layers on layers on layers of filter.
Let me try. A little bit, eh? Anyway. Take the bus to a light diner or hole-in-the-wall cafe. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with your nostril. It's just smooth the little sliver of nostril. Oh. I need my glasses on.
Oh,
did you hear about Ethan Klein suing Casey Tron? She used to always support you during the crack era. No, I don't even know. What? Who's that? And why is he suing everybody? I can't call her Gravy because Dragon Lord Frodo already had a cat named Gravy. Unless, otherwise, yeah, I like the name Gravy. Gravy. Well, Pistachio is a cute name. Pistachio.
Well, the cat.
Well, she's going to be a freaking.
Cat's like white, isn't it? Why don't you call the cat Marshmallow? Latte. Isn't the cat like creamy colored? There you go, Chantel. Call the cat Latte. That would be a cute name because you like coffee drinks, or Frappuccino or something. Call it after your favorite sweetie, frappy coffee drink that you have because that would be cute. I think latte or something, cappuccino. Even any of those coffee names would probably be pretty cute on a kitty cat. Yes. Hi, Suzanne. She's not going to be making money pretty soon. Well, we are interested to see. Like I said, I don't know because she's in Canada. She's not going to get swarmed into this thing that the AI bots are doing. Because if anybody has certainly put out, some mucky bang content, literally had it flagged across banner on YouTube, it's been Foodie Beauty. One of the reasons why she's so hard to watch sometimes was because of the amount of food she was consuming. So I don't know. Like I said, it's who knows? It could be that it's just taking time to move around. Like I said, the ALR had hers for a while, and then the other two girls just had theirs. So it's coming in waves. Maybe they have plans to do so many by the end of 2025. Oh, talk to text. Oh, you're okay. I understand. I have awful issues with that stuff too. And I can barely read tonight. I'm talking wild. And my dog Roscoe's got a vet appointment in the morning for his dental. He's got to go under anesthesia.
Lap cat. Fupa cat because I don't have a lap
Fupa cat. See?
Yeah,
I came up with cute
I'm going to try to wean off or something. I'm gonna call tomorrow the addictions place. I don't think I've heard so many cat name suggestions in my life. I've had tons of pets in my years. I know. Sorry, guys. Don't let her get lost in the fuba.
Yes.
I sat on her. I gotta be really careful.
Oh, God. Chantel gonna take that cat out like a giant panda mother takes out a baby panda. Oh, Lord. She's gonna be squish-squashing that thing. Chantel, seriously. Animals have died under those types of circumstances. It's nothing to laugh about, girl. And you're blind as a bat from the seams of things. Please take care of that. You are so mean to that cat. The animal has done nothing to you. Absolutely nothing. It did not choose to be adopted by you. You were the one who made all these decisions, and you're acting like a total biatch to an innocent creature that is unfortunately under your care. Care in, comillos, as they say in Mexico. Can't even think of the word in English. That's how tired I am of speaking Spanish.
I didn't even cry. I sat on her and I went, oh, and I got up and she just was like, meow, normal. What the hell is wrong with you? Are you a freak of nature? Were you in Chernobyl? You hear her purring? She loves the abuse, the insults because they're in terms of endearment. Oh, you sweetie bush.
No.
You want to see her? Don't squish the baby.
No, Chantel, you're a perverse creature sometimes, girl. Animals go by tone of voice. So if you're saying something that's, wildly inappropriate, but you're using like a tone, the animal doesn't know any different. It doesn't know if you're saying what foul thing is coming out of your pie hole. I am really tired. I was just like, Chantel, because she's so awful with this cat. It's irritating. She really shouldn't be allowed to have animals. If any reason why, I wish they would take care of the animal abusers on YouTube, because this definitely would be the first cow out of here.
Maybe I know I was mortified.
Cow,
so I'm like, I gotta watch before I sit down on the bed because before
it's so sad.
Before I sit on the bed, I kind of just plop on the bed too because it's kind of low. So she ran underneath me right as I'm plopping down too. I accidentally kick her. Showed a little visor. Yeah, she seemed happy. She didn't care. Stinky. What? Oh, you smelly. No, I can't smell it from here, which is good because if it was really smelly.
I mean, I can't say that my animal's behaving like, I don't like when Roscoe tries to tear down half the neighborhood with his feet when after he's pooed or peed, he just has to kick all the dirt around. Stop it. I mean, sometimes he's taking out whole parts of people's grass. I'm like, gosh, cannot do that, dog. But she's very aggressively mean to this little tiny animal. It's just irritating, Chantel, and you know it is. You're just a rage baiter. I don't know if you think it's just not even cute. If your audience is the type of folks who thinks that's cute, all of them, that's something that's not. I don't find making fun of animals that are so reliant on our care and already get so mistreated by humans, and you just promote it's just I just don't like it. And between you and FFG, you're not doing Canada any favors, ladies.
Yeah, which I thought beyond normal, I would be concerned. Here. Oh. Okay.
I'm sure Funny Girl can look at that pretty cat. I'm sure Funny Girl can say that too. That she's doesn't want you guys representing the Canada
supposed to get her fixed and everything.
I mean, Canada is known to be the nicest people in the world. Chantel, at the swamp did you crawl out of, girl? You and FFG are both wild, and FFG is definitely. She came on, she did a live stream, and then she disappeared again. Now, I don't know if that's because Foodie Beauty didn't have any content for her to react to, or she just got overwhelmed because so many people again spoke out about her again, and she thought she would just be ignored, or that she could potentially bully everybody not to talk about her and have her like minions going around to every channel and, you know, telling people to leave it and stop talking about it and stuff, because it's not going to work. People can still talk. I'm still going to do a live stream. It's definitely on the list because I'm going to create, you know, different things to react to.
In January. So she really loves me. Call her donut or muffin.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Muffin.
I'm sure.
Remember that I knew that guy in Cornwall?
Hey, we
Muffin.
got to be here embarrassed.
He talked with his bottom teeth and
yeah.
full sight. Like,
not expecting Canadians.
I was like,
Simba.
no.
Simba
Secretly, I wanted a muffin actually because the mom seemed to be a good baker. There's like bake.
I still feel like it needs a name like Latte or something because it looks like it's creamy coffee. It's a real pretty cat, but she's not grooming it. Cat doesn't look like it's been brushed. And, you know, and I will say this, and I said this the other night, when you have, if you show, and not that I look great this evening, but it's been a long day. Hey, at least I tried to pull myself together before I came on camera. And I don't, you know, use filters. No filters. But Foodie has an inability to care for herself. She doesn't take care of her teeth. She doesn't, which as a type 2 diabetic is paramount. She could have all sorts of just God knows what going on with her mouth. If I was a man, I wouldn't want to put my mouth anywhere near either lips. Because she's probably got all sorts of yeast stuff going on because of the amount of additional abundance of glucose. It's going to cause her to be so yeasty. I mean, just as gross. I'm just letting you know that as a healthcare provider, I've had to deal with these things. When I worked adults at the hospital and in hospice care, and had to see the very ends of all of these different pathologies that happen within the human body. They all connect to one another. She doesn't take care of herself. How is she going to be competent to take care of a cat? That's one of my questions with FFG. She looks incompetent to care for herself because she just, I mean, and I'm not to say that, because Glitters turns herself out, okay? So there's a difference, you know? Glitters, because she still turns herself out for appearance-wise. And probably has, you know, we see her going to the doctors and doing stuff. This woman doesn't do anything. How are you going to take care of a cat? You can't take care of yourself. You're incompetent. Absolutely incompetent.
Goods on the counter, and I remember like, oh, I want to look at those.
Probably 5 times.
Sorry, my mouth is dry, so
you'll throw in a few dollars if you take the table cough off and leave
food is all you talk about.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, yeah, that's her name is Baby right now.
Well, unfortunately,
Judy. Can I have a kiss?
She doesn't even look like she's wearing a proper hijab. So she's just insults the Islamic and Muslim community at all times. She insults Canada. She insults an entire religion, and she's just, you know, she's a horrific animal. We know the word I'm wanting to use. Sorry. I mean, maybe she's happy that French fry girl's getting fried. She's just reached the point she's had so much Mary Jane in her system that she's just literally reached the level of the no F's given stage. And she just doesn't seem to care. And maybe part of it is that she is home in Canada. So if she were to lose monetization, she probably has access to more resources in Canada. Were she in another country and she then was having to rely on actually giving the money over to family to support her care and food and everything else, because I'm sure she wasn't getting, you know, I find it funny that she said she paid no rent in Syria. I'm sure she wasn't being there completely rent-free. She was renting Salah.
Can I have a kiss? Oh,
the
I want a kiss.
kitty.
Yes. Yes, I want a kiss.
Oh, that
Yeah.
cat needs to be groomed.
I have just this cat. Herbies was it wasn't Salah. Maybe it was the rich guy. I don't know.
No.
Sorry, Brooklyn boy toy, but you're wasting your time. Tilly? Hi.
Oh, it's a
Wasting his
beautiful
time because
cat.
Celeste's the handsomest man.
It's a beautiful cat. Those beautiful. I mean, how can you not want to be sweet to that creature, Chantel? I mean, you obviously are. So I don't know. Is Chantel just doing an act? I mean, just to rage people? Well, we saw that Julia, this cat actually seems far more affectionate towards her than Julia ever did. But she'll moan on about Julia because Julia's over there with Salah in Syria. But this is a beautiful little cat. It's a shame she left the cat all weekend. I mean, just, oh my gosh, this woman. Irritating. I just hate that stuff.
So far, yeah. So far.
Wow.
little
Yeah,
head.
she's renting some.
And yeah, like as a Muslim woman, I'd be marrying a Muslim man. So, are we getting pizza?
Oh yeah.
I can't eat on camera anyways. So,
Hunting a Muslim.
Right? Betty Page, didn't you get a huge Swiss chalet? Did you see that meal?
Oh God.
I didn't eat the.
Yeah, because she's going to be leading classes on the Quran. Yeah, that would be something that she attends one time. You know, everyone would be like, yeah, Chantel, off to the group. And this, that, her Beeza's getting all excited, like, yay, Chantel's going to be off. And, you know, this. And then she does it like one time and then she cops out and that's it. She's the one-time queen. She does it one time. And then she's like, done. One and done. That's Chantal when it comes to any effort. One and done. Minimal effort. She's the minimal effort queen. Oh, Lord.
Oh, I didn't eat most of the fries.
Wild.
I didn't eat most of the pie. I like 2 bites. Oh, okay, son, chatty. But then why did Hungry Fat Chick get dinged? The stuffing? Yeah, I know. It was okay. Stovetop is bad. The Grinch meal? What's the burger? I don't know, Nicole. It's weird.
Hungry Fat Chick, probably because she writes in her description that she was a fetish model. And she just eats stuff and talks about the fast food. It's just out there. And she's in the United States. YouTube is doing a cleanup of image. I feel like there must be something brewing that we're, you know, that something's going on. Something going on.
We're all around the same size.
There's been some shifts in YouTube, not to interrupt you, Chantel, since about August. People noticed like views and subscribers and things were changing. Just it seems like there are a lot of, you know, and YouTube could be doing this as a means to also have it that other people will stop, you know, copycatting and having this type of content. Because obviously, if people see somebody like you, Chantel, making money for doing what you do, then obviously it does encourage other people to do the same who could see this as a possible way to make money as a living, like you have supported yourself for years. And maybe the encouragement of somebody harming their health in the long run, because that's what studies would indicate, is not the fence that YouTube wants, you know, the side that YouTube wants to sit on. So I don't really think if that was taken into an argument that you would win in court. I think those days about the discrimination is not where this would come into. I think they would take it into a totally different area. And about how you're actually promoting harmful content. So having it nothing to actually do per se with what could fall under discriminatory laws about, because obviously there are things about employers But YouTube is a contracting company. They send you a 1099. So you're not technically employed by YouTube. You are a subcontractor that provides content to YouTube. So I don't know then if you're just subcontracted, because here in the United States, you're just a 1099. So I don't know whether or not then you would have the same legal, because I'm not an attorney, I'm a medical person, legal standing in order to be able to sue somebody. So your argument may not work there. So she needs to watch more. You need to spend less time trolling and more time reading, Chantel.
150 pounds later, but that's a lot. And I'm not being like derogatory. I'm not saying like that's a bad thing or anything. That is a lot of difference. It's like, another level. I know it sounds like I'm like delusional, but it's actually like fact. Like in weight. I want pizza and garlic sauce. Yeah. Yeah, no talking about that. Yeah, I'm shorter, you're right. True. She's like taller. They're both taller, I think, eh?
I mean, if anything, YouTube should have terms of service about terrible content, because this is what she gives her content. Lying sideways. I thank you, Looney Tubes, for taking this live stream down to just 16 minutes. Because this is it. You think we've been here for an hour. Well, we have been, but you would think Chantel been talking for an hour, but it's just been me.
Discussing certain issues. So I would love this level of
Yes.
like just saying, because he always complained when I would come back from traveling that Julia would be glued to him, like loved him so much when I was gone. But when I was there, she would like ignore him for me. She's like a one person kind of cat. And this cat would be everything. Like he's probably like, he wanted Julia to be like this, affectionate. Poor Juice. Even Julia's not this affectionate. There's no way. No, we don't talk daily. Is it getting easier? I don't know. Yeah. Comparing how I feel right now compared to when I first got here. Thanks for working here.
Well,
to look forward.
That's because people think you're back on the dating app, Chantel. That maybe you have come to terms with the fact that the escape route to Syria has now been shut, and that you are going to have to take the time to actually reestablish yourself in Canada until you're able to get some other man, some other part of the world to get you an escape route out of Canada. Because I'm sure that's where her mind is. But if she loses her YouTube monetization, she may not seem as attractive to somebody, because people are, it's not, I mean, Chantel may live in this fantasy that's all about the love and stuff. And if you are entering into the relationship on equal footing, for example, both of you have great jobs and, you established yourselves, like my friend who got married a couple of years ago. She and her husband, both been married before, had, kids, had jobs, had homes. So when they sold all their stuff and bought the new house and, for their new marital home and got rid of all the other stuff, they were coming in equally with assets. So neither was seeming like, the cash cow to the other. And that's usually going to probably bring in a far more balanced relationship. But I think you do like the power and the control. And if you lose YouTube monetization, it's certainly not going to be your pretty privilege that's going to be the power and control, sweetheart. You don't have the P power like that. And I mean the P power and all sorts of P power lady ways.
Or two, yeah. Goals and stuff. Well, it would be nice if they could specify like their rules then.
What do you mean specify their rules?
Mukbangs be allowed? Like, even if you want to be that way.
Chantel, there is a terms of service. Looney Tube says they are not saying you can't eat you one brain cell. I can't say that. Well, I'd probably get in trouble as an RN. They just don't want you to eat online during a live or in a vlog. There is no need for you to eat online, especially when you eat copious amounts of food like an animal. Basically, I mean, most cooking channels rarely, maybe the cook cooks, and takes a bite of the meal at the end, but you don't see them like chow down the entire meal like that. So I guess the sort of, and it's a shame because the original idea of the mukbang culture was the idea that people who were eating alone felt like they had company and sharing a meal with somebody. But of course, once anything comes over to the Western side of the hemisphere, we can figure out a way to get money out of something. Oh, people in this part of the world, their brains will go to work, man, and they'll figure out a way to monetize the Jesus out of it.
Be like, okay, 500 pounds you can't eat. But they can't do that. So they won't ever say that. But fun things to look forward to, yeah. I gotta plan some stuff with people and yeah, my mukbangs. True. The only thing that they've actually taken down, yeah, was a couple. Like a few talking about like, diet. Maybe they don't want diet culture on their things.
All of that.
But give people a chance to clean up. You changed the policy. I mean, that wasn't a policy when they had that content up there, and they've been earning income on YouTube.
Well, YouTube has given you guys a couple of years now to make content shift. And you just never know. YouTube has, they should know that YouTube has a habit of doing some wild things. And it's been highlighted in the news articles and all sorts of things. There's always a focus around this community. So I think it's naivete in your part, Chantel. And you may be the last one standing. And you will be officially then almost the queen of girl world. That's going to make you feel good.
For over 10 years. Or about 10 years, why don't you give people a chance to clean up their channels if your rules change? Like
they did. Chantel, it's been since 2023. How much time do you need? And it's not, YouTube gives you money from an AdSense share. They send people a 1099. If they don't want to contract your services any longer to their business, then it's and because they've put terms of service and you as a contracted individual is not following their terms of service, they are within their right as a business to get rid of you. Whether you feel like it's fair or not. You're not an employee. You are contracted. It puts you in a very different legal standing, Chantel. That's why these creators don't really get far if they lose their channels. That's why you don't hear about huge lawsuits being levied against them for people to have their channels reinstated. Because YouTube's a business.
That doesn't seem fair.
It's not a government organization.
Somebody said it was a technical thing.
Fair,
so the algorithm and
Chantel, it's grow up. Life sometimes isn't about what seems to be fair. But what you don't seem to understand, it's not fair for you to be subjecting people to the trash content and the overconsumption and the destruction of your health in a glorified way. But that part will never seemingly sink in because you don't want that to sink in. You don't understand where people could see, especially for myself as a healthcare provider, where I would see problems with your type of content. Beyond the fact that you guys are potentially ethical people. For me as a healthcare provider, anything that's got a type 2 diabetic eating goddamn pastries out here and in hubcaps full of rice and goodness knows what, it's just awful. And you do self-harm content because it is, your diabetes is absolutely, unfortunately, AI bots probably don't get the understanding of diabetes yet.
That's why I'm still doing my mukbangs, because the fact that they reinstated one. So, yeah, it's crazy. Can I please have my giveaway? What giveaway? They are. It seems risky, Stacy. You're right. Yeah, I do want to
Call me
get
right.
something.
I see in all these girls immaturity and lack of being able to take any sense of responsibility, except for hungry fat chick. She's the only one who actually. She's obviously got some other issues that maybe be more trauma deep than we can understand, because she does some anyone that gets into any of that stuff. But as far as like ALR and Foodie, and probably Quirky, that very high levels of immaturity, lack of taking any sense of responsibility, and of anything. Even why their channels might be demonetized. There's no self-reflection. They're not. They struggle in maturity. So they're very arrested in their development. That's what I see in common, and one of the biggest ones. And just there's just having studied I was at some point studying to be a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. So just in my sort of estimation, because I got pretty full, so I just couldn't afford to go through grad school any further, mentally, time-wise, and financially. But and I'm still finishing grad school just as a nurse educator. But irregardless, she's probably oppositional defiance disorder. Amberlynn Reed, she says she's got every disorder under the sun, but I'm sure there's some borderline or something sitting in there, because she acts so wild with her partners and codependencies, in my opinion. Rosie, I don't watch her content. I'm like, I can't, deal with it. See, yeah, defiance, absolutely. Oh yeah, and the narcissism too. It's there, probably, in a lot of it as well. It's definitely a lot of woe is me.
People in the hallway. I went for a small, and I mean small, walk just outside, get some fresh air. That no glitter? It's not.
It can be very difficult to treat these individuals. They can be difficult to treat. Either anyway in the ED area. Very, very treatment resistant. Often.
Same one. Where are you getting pizza from? Probably Pizza. Or should I get Subway? No. Silver Saw. I don't feel comfortable eating on camera.
You shouldn't.
They're demonetizing all fat people? Oh, she's like potty.
Chantel, you're the one who uses derogatory terms like that. I would not try to use that term. Unless I was talking about adipose tissue and fats, I'd have to be talking about something that's the term, and I was stuck with it. I would probably use, other more clinical terms to be polite. I don't want anyone to ever feel shamed, because there's struggles behind all of this. But my reason of being kind of harsh on you is because you are willingly and willfully naive about stuff. There's another word I'm looking for, but I'm too tired to think of it. Okay, finish it out, Chantel.
Body positive. My last video got reinstated, yeah. YouTube doesn't have to pay anyone at all. Really? Shoot, imagine one day they just don't. Boy.
Yeah, imagine that, Chantel. Imagine one day Foodie doesn't get her money. She doesn't seem very concerned, does she? She does not seem concerned. Sorry, I'm looking down at the stuff down here. She doesn't seem concerned at all. She absolutely seems like she's. Does she have a bunch of money saved up? Or, like I said, is it because she's in Canada, so she feels that maybe her parents, her family would then be forced to have to bail her out, or because she couldn't, or that she has enough of her community that know her PayPal and Cash Apps and whatever else she's got going, they can just directly send her money. She got enough of a Cameo stream coming in for Christmas. I don't know. It's a mystery. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, Cat Lady just came in. Hey, we're just finishing out. I'm so sorry. I'm out. I'm actually, my voice is about to go. And so, yeah, but I'm so glad you stopped in. I did want to thank everybody. If you haven't had a chance to hit the likes, I would be so grateful if you did. I've kind of come in and out of the girl world. I found this potentially an interesting area to start to make commentary, just because I know that many of us on this community have reported some of these creators because the content has been violating YouTube's terms of service, and it really isn't something that I mean, especially for me as a healthcare provider and having worked with so many patients with cardiac disease, and like I said, type 2 diabetes, and so many of these different things, and seeing the struggles that these patients have. And especially here in the United States, where we don't have as robust a healthcare system, to try to, put people in what could be, not only bad health, but financial hardship because of their health issues. It's just not, I mean, obviously, everybody is a sentient creature who can do whatever they want, but people do become influenced by the type of content that we see online. And it does seem that the more outrageous you are and the more things that you do that are going to cause people to, want to, even like shock watch stuff, it's going to be far more popular than, cutesy happy messages, unless you're just making rom-coms, So, drama sells. Good news doesn't. And so it is difficult. But YouTube is just starting to push out all this AI slop anyway. So I think they don't even want humans on the channel anymore. And for that, guys, I just want to say thank you. You've been listening. Oh, well, thank you for listening. I appreciate that. I really do. I really just appreciate everyone, because I know there's so many other creators who have gone live tonight, and there's so many people because of all of these people losing monetization, and a lot of these other creators too, because I do Sarasota Tim. He's the main guy outside of Girl World. Though I do enjoy coming back, and I'd like to get back around to Glitters, who's somebody who probably isn't going to lose her channel if she does anything that's vaguely interesting. And she does, and I probably could curate more, but grad school has been work, and I work. But anyway, nobody cares about that. But yeah, we're going to keep covering more of it. And I'm just so glad that you guys joined me, because I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everyone's time. I'm sorry my voice sounds good, like it's going. Please wish Mr. Roscoe good luck for tomorrow, because he is going under anesthesia. He does have some bad teeth in there. One is completely rotted in his mouth, and I know it causes him discomfort. So I know he's going to be feeling so much better. And really, any of the monies that I do make from people viewing my channel, being members of the